The last train of the night was almost empty. Cold air pressed against the windows as the train moved through the countryside, past sleeping towns and silent stations. Daniel sat alone, hands folded, staring at his reflection in the glass. At 42, his life had become painfully quiet. Once, he had a job he loved, a family dinner table that was never empty, friends who called without needing a reason. Then came the factory closure, then the divorce, then the slow disappearance of phone calls. Europe doesn't always collapse loudly, sometimes it fades, politely. Daniel now worked nights cleaning offices in a city that barely noticed him. People arrived each morning to clean desks and fresh coffee, never knowing who made it possible. Tonight, exhaustion sat heavy on his shoulders. As the train slowed at a small rural station, the doors opened. An elderly woman stepped in, struggling with a heavy bag. No one else moved. Daniel stood, took the bag, and helped her sit. "Thank you," she said softly. "Most people pretend not to see anymore." Daniel smiled, tired but kind. They rode in silence for a while. Then she spoke again. "You look like someone who has lost something." Daniel hesitated, then nodded. "I lost who I used to be." The woman looked at him carefully. "No," she said, "you lost applause, not value." Those words landed deep. She told him her story, how she had been a nurse for 35 years, how retirement made her feel invisible, how the world suddenly moved too fast for her kindness. "But every morning," she said, "I still wake up and choose to be useful. That choice saved me." The train slowed again. Before stepping off, she placed something in Daniel's hand, a small folded note. "Read it when the night feels heavy." At home, Daniel opened the note. It read, "You don't need a stage to matter. You don't need permission to begin again. Quiet lives still change the world." Daniel sat still for a long time. The next morning, instead of going straight to sleep, he did something different. He volunteered at a local community center, just 1 hour a week, helping refugees learn the language, cleaning tables, listening. Then 1 hour became 2. Weeks passed. People began to greet him by name. Months later, Daniel trained as a support worker, not because he was fearless, but because he understood pain without needing explanations. Years later, on another late train, a young man sat across from him, broken, silent, staring at the window. Daniel leaned forward, "Long night?" He asked. The young man nodded. Daniel smiled, the kind of smile earned through survival. "You know," he said, "this isn't the end. It's just the quiet part before things start making sense again." Final message for the viewer. If your life feels invisible right now, if success looks smaller than you imagined, if you feel left behind in a fast-moving world, remember this. Globe showing Europe-Africa. Europe was built not only by heroes, but by ordinary people who refuse to give up quietly. Candle Hash Your Worth is not measured by noise, likes, or titles. Train as long as you are breathing. There is still another train, another chance, another beginning. Stay. Try again. The world still needs you.